4 things I know are true. The Chargers should be put on trial if they trade away the rights to Eli Manning. Forget the Yankees. Someone should put the Red Sox on trial for self-pity. The art world should put ballet on trial for dancing about NASCAR. And I'm Tony Reale. What's next? Celine Dion's LPGA opera?
It's Around the Horn, the show of competitive banter. Here's Tony Reale.
Welcome back to the show where green jackets are strictly forbidden. Today, Tiger versus Arnie, the Nuggets versus the Jazz versus the Blazers, and Mike Piazza versus anyone who's ever squatted behind a plate. All with our national crew. Let's check them out. At the Los Angeles Times, it's Bill Plaschke.
Don't you diss Celine Dion, mister.
Oh, here we go again.
Man.
At the Dallas Morning News, it's Kevin Blackistone.
How you doing, Harry Connick Jr.?
Very well, Kevin. At the Chicago Sun-Times, it's Jay Mariotti.
Plaschke is the Scott Verplank of this show.
Very well, maybe. And at the Boston Globe, say hello to Jackie McMullen. What's up, Jackie?
Jay, I have something I would say, but I don't want to lose any points right off the bat.
Very smart of you. All right, guys, let's make it happen.
It's the first word.
And the first words are Bachelor number 1. Their starting QB, Kerry Collins, kind of stinks. Their backup, Jesse Palmer, is looking for love on ABC television. And so, the New York Football Giants will reportedly pursue a deal with the San Diego Chargers to acquire the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. All this to select Ole Miss quarterback Eli Manning. A deal could be in the works and presumably would be for the 4th pick in the draft that the Giants currently have, and a whole lot of change. So, guys, are the Giants smart to make this move? Should they trade up for Eli Manning? Around the horn, Bill Plaschke.
Were the Atlanta Falcons smart to trade up for Michael Vick? Yes,
Absolutely.
This is a great deal. Eli Manning in New York. It's still a star town. He's the only real star in this draft. They ranked 30th in scoring last year, 26th in passing. Kerry Collins would also be the kind of guy who he could learn under for a year, then take over. It's a great situation for Manning. Do the deal.
All right.
Hey, Bill, you know, I may agree with you that Eli Manning might be the only star-named quarterback in this draft, but he might not even be the best quarterback in this draft. Many people think Roethlisberger is better. And I'll tell you something else. You know what it's like in New York? They eat their young, and they'll be glad to eat Archie Manning's young if he doesn't get it done right away. It's an awful lot of pressure to go into New York City and ask a quarterback to perform.
I wouldn't worry about Eli Manning. First of all, he comes from a pedigree in a coaching family and a quarterbacking family. Second of all, he played in the SEC, which is really tough. A lot of people said that if he had any semblance of talent around him, he would have won the Heisman Trophy. He's got a strong arm. He's got a bright head, according to the NFL reports. He's the kind of guy that can stand up in New York, and you can't pay enough for a good quarterback if you believe in him. Believe in him. Go get him.
Well, the point here is there are a lot of mediocre quarterbacks in the league, and Kerry Collins is one of them. When you have an opportunity to get a franchise quarterback, there are maybe 2 or 3 potential franchise QBs every year. You go get him. They are number 4 in the draft. Yes, trade up and get him number 1. The only other guy I'd consider is Robert Gallery, the big horse of an offensive lineman. But here's a bigger question, Tony. Why would San Diego even consider this? I mean, after the Ryan Leaf disaster and then trading Michael Vick, why even do it?
Plaschke, is this a good move for San Diego?
Yes,
Go ahead.
It's a great move for San Diego. If they don't get a guy like Gallery, if they don't get a good receiver, Drew Brees is dead. Any quarterback there is dead. They have bigger needs at receiver and left tackle right now. There's
Jackie, let me ask you this question, though, Bill. If they have bigger needs at receiver, suppose Mike Williams and Larry Fitzgerald are both gone after you've made this deal. Then what do you do?
They're not going to be gone by the 4th pick. They'll get one of those guys.
All right.
Or Gallery.
Kevin, you brought up the pedigree, though, and the Manning name. You know what that means? 0 Super Bowl championships. Number 1 pick, does he have to win a Super Bowl? Look at the quarterbacks who won Super Bowls in recent years, who've been to the Super Bowls. Bill Tom Brady, a 6th-round draft pick.
Tom Brady.
But it takes more than just a quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
That's right, and the Giants are missing a lot of other things.
So what you're saying is it takes more than a quarterback, and then you want to sell the farm for the 1 pick. Go ahead, Mariotti.
Right now than his brother did coming out of college.
Well, that very
much. The Giants need defensive help.
Once again, they need a lot of help, and then let's look at the list, okay? What do we have here? Jake Delhomme, Tom Brady. Kurt Warner was working at a supermarket, for crying out loud. Number 1 quarterback does not mean Super Bowl. Let's move on. Tonight is Hank Aaron night in Atlanta when the Braves play their home opener. 30 years ago today, at another Braves home opener, there was a new home run champion of all time, and his name was Henry Aaron. At that time, much of America was blissfully unaware of the kind of mental torture Hammer and Hank Aaron had to face to top the Babe. Only years later did Aaron reveal the disturbing details of death threats and race baiting he endured as a black man in the South, pursuing one of baseball's most hallowed records. Guys, is this the most historically significant sporting moment since Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color barrier? Around the horn to Jay Mariotti.
I think so, Tony, because of the social significance. You weren't around, young man, at the time. I was. I was 12, 13 years old. I remember this moment vividly, maybe my biggest early sports moment of my life. And I remember an African-American hero rounding the bases, not aware at the time of the hell he was going through, later appreciating him even more because of the hate mail and the racism. Unfortunately, Tony, he is still the most underappreciated athlete of my time, and I'm glad they are honoring him tonight.
No. The most significant thing since Jackie Robinson was everything that Muhammad Ali did during the 60s. Not only from standing up and saying that he was going to present himself to the public the way he wanted to and not the way the media wanted him to present himself to going all the way to the Supreme Court, standing up for his rights, throwing his entire career out the window for what he believed in religiously as a pacifist and everything, instilling pride in black folks in the 60s when they didn't have it, from the South to the North, from the East to the West, and around the world, becoming a world figure. Nothing topped what Muhammad Ali did.
No, Kevin, you're right. Muhammad Ali is wonderful. Jay, you're totally wrong. Since Hank Aaron hit the home run, there are fewer African-Americans playing baseball, and there are fewer African-Americans watching baseball today than there were then. That didn't change things. What really changed things was 1972, President Nixon signing into law Title IX. Since then, not only are 30% more women playing sports, 29% more women are doctors, 18% more women are PhDs, 25% more women are lawyers. It's an empowering act that crossed the entire thing.
I'll tell you what. Hey, Bill, I got to tell you, I like Title IX, too. I got a new sweatsuit out of it when I played high school ball because of that. Yeah, I was happy about that. But, you know, having said all that, I have a great deal of respect for Hank Aaron because of his numbers and also because he chose to be an ambassador to baseball instead of bringing out all this racial hatred. Having said that, when you talk about significant moments to me, it's tough to beat Tiger Woods winning the Masters. Tiger Woods telling the Masters, this place where black people weren't even admitted into this club, to go out there and win that tournament, to me, it's pretty tough to beat as top moments.
All right, Black and Stone, do you agree with the Tiger Woods as a top moment?
No, I mean, what has Tiger Woods done to impact the landscape of sports other than achieve what he achieved on his own? I don't think there are any more black players on the
you know what, Kevin,
black players on the PGA Tour.
All right, Jackie,
where are they?
Kevin, you ought to come down to Franklin Park here in Boston and watch all the African-American kids that are out there playing on public links, playing golf because they want to be the next Tiger Woods. And more importantly to me, it broke down barriers that existed before. And isn't that what this question is all about?
Yes, it is. Plastic.
Charlie Sifford.
All right, first off, I love Tiger Woods. When he won, I got a new red sweater because of it. So you're right, Jack. That's a good thing.
Okay,
but more importantly, Lee Elder. If there wasn't Lee Elder who played the first Masters, there wouldn't be Tiger Woods. Lee Elder is a more important moment than Tiger Woods.
Mario,
I agree with you, except for 8 out of 10 people on the street don't know who Lee Elder is.
Good point.
Bill, in regard to Title IX, women faced obstacles. They did not face death threats and racial barriers.
Jay? You're not a woman.
All right, let's control this situation here. Hank Aaron. Back to Hank Aaron, though. Is he unrecognized as an athlete all time? Jay Mariotti.
Oh, I agree completely for all the reasons I explained here. I mean, Tiger Woods, I was there at the Masters in '97. I remember the racism on the course. But come on, you're talking almost 25 years later now. Back in the early 70s, what Henry Aaron faced, it should not be underemphasized. I don't think any of us probably relate to that.
I'll tell you what,
Okay, go ahead, Jackie. Go ahead.
I was going to say one of the biggest contributions Henry Aaron has made is to convince Barry Bonds he should try being an ambassador to baseball.
I'll give you the last word, Black and Stone. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, it's one of the most overlooked records in the history of sports.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's on page 2 of our paper today.
So, I mean, that's the way it is right now, and he's very active in what's going on. And you could see it last year when Barry Bonds said, I don't even care about breaking Henry Aaron's record, it's more about Babe Ruth. And that's been something that's been going on for a long time.
He should not have said that.
Well, he did, though. More from you guys in a minute. And more about Tiger Woods, too. Coming up, Carmelo is running second for Rookie of the Year, but will he laugh last by running 8th in the Western Conference? Wow. Mike Piazza is straight up incredible. Is he the best ever to make it happen 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound? Check out our sponsors.
Around the Horn, brought to you by Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Buy or sell?
Buy or sell? Let's see what we got. Leading off, Mike Piazza's having a great year. The Mets catcher is 5-for-5 in a loss to the Braves on Wednesday night. 2 homers, 1 which is still traveling. He now has 3 homers in 2 games, and through our intense research in the ATH newsroom, look at that home run. We have him on pace for 243 homers this season. Piazza also just one homer shy of tying Carlton Fisk for most home runs ever by a catcher. So, guys, given his offensive superiority, buy or sell Mike Piazza as the greatest catcher of all time. Flasky.
We love Mike Piazza out here. We still think he's going to end his career as a Dodger. However, give me Yogi Berra. More World Series rings. He's got 3 MVPs. Piazza's got none. I'll take Yogi.
Oh, Blackstone.
Oh, you got to sell it. Was anybody watching the World Series last year? Pudge Rodriguez, who's still playing behind the plate, by the way.
I don't have a problem
Hits
with that.
for average, hits with power, and nobody can run on him.
And defensive catcher. Short. Mariotti.
How soon you guys forget. You know, it's Johnny Bench. I got to sell this thing. This guy won 2 MVPs, 2 World Championships. Most importantly, a two-way catcher, 10 gold gloves.
Jackie Mack.
Boy, they're not going to like me in Boston. I am going to sell this, but not for Carlton Fisk, but also with my friend Jay Mariotti. The guy was not only a great catcher, he was a clutch hitter. He was so important to his team. You got to go with Bench.
So you say Johnny Bench. One thing about Piazza, the Mets can't wait to get him from behind the plate and move him to first base. How great a catcher could he be if they need him at first base? Let's move on. Yogi Berra is the man in this guy's household anyway. They're rushing the gas at the Western Conference playoff party. Home win over Golden State moved the Blazers into an 8th-place tie with the Jazz, who are already sitting there, and the Nuggets, whose blowout win at Phoenix pulled them right alongside. Denver owns the 3-way tiebreaker. Buy or sell the Denver Nuggets as your 8th seed in the Western Conference. Blackstone.
Yeah, I'm going to buy them just because they got Carmelo and they got a decent point guard, and I think they got the best schedule the last 4 games.
Mariotti.
I'm buying. They own the tiebreaker. They have Portland at home. Portland has San Antonio twice, but most importantly, I'm rooting for them. I don't want this guy, Vizdelic, however you pronounce it, to lose his job. And Carmelo, I want him to win Rookie of the Year by making the playoffs.
Don't think it's going to happen, though. Jackie McMullen.
I'm buying too, and his name is Jeff Vizdelic, and he was the best assistant Pat Riley ever had.
All right, no Flashy.
Can I just let Jackie talk for me? That was great. You know, I'm actually selling this, if only because I've seen the Blazers play a couple times in the last 2 weeks, and they're playing better than the other 3 teams. They have the hardest schedule, but they're playing better. Zach Randolph, Darius Miles, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, they're just playing better.
None of these teams wins in the first round anyway, though. Let's move on. After a 3-year absence, the New York Knicks will return to the NBA playoffs. Dikembe Mutombo's 14 boards and 4 blocks fueled New York's win over Chicago last night. Combine that with Cleveland's loss on Wednesday night, and the win got the new-look Knicks to the postseason, despite the fact they cannot finish the regular season with a winning record. Guys, buy or sell the Knicks as a threat to win in the first round of the playoffs. Mariotti.
A threat? Sure, they're a threat. I'll buy this thing. Kidd and Martin are coming off of injuries here. Lawrence Frank, can the man coach in the playoffs against Lenny Wilkins, a veteran? You've got Mutombo emerging in the middle of New York, and Marbury. They're a threat.
Jackie
Absolutely.
McMullen.
I'm selling this. You mean Mutombo submerging in the middle, okay, Jay? And the other thing I'm going to tell you right now is that if they play New Jersey in the first round, it'll all be in Marbury's head about him versus Kidd. And guess what? He'll always lose that. He'll try to win by himself. Kidd will win with his teammates.
Flasky.
I'm selling this. I saw Marbury try to do it last year with the Phoenix Suns. Tremendous series. Couldn't beat San Antonio. Same case here.
Blackstone.
I'm selling it. The Nets are just a better team, no matter their injuries. Jay Kidd is a former great player in this league, and he'll still be a great player.
He still is a great player, though, right? Blackstone. Former? Let's move on. Well, the run from his 78-day retirement sure didn't show. 41-year-old Roger Clemens was downright dominant on Wednesday night against the Giants. 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 9 strikeouts, including Barry Bonds twice. The Rocket earned his first win with the Astros in a 10-1 romp. Houston debut, also victory number 311 for Roger, tying him with Tom Seaver on the all-time list. So here's the question. Is Roger Clemens the greatest athlete over the age of 40 you've ever seen? Jackie Mack.
Hey, you know what? I've loved Roger's work ethic from afar, but I'm selling on this. Roger will tell you himself, his hero, Nolan Ryan, is the one that should be here. This guy threw 2 no-hitters over the age of 40. Clemens has never thrown one at all.
Flasky.
Yes, I'm going with Nolan Ryan as well. A lot of young writers were amazed to see Nolan Ryan at age 44 showing up at the ballpark at 8 o'clock in the morning, staying until midnight. He's the best athlete.
Blackstone.
I'm selling it only if I can count having seen Archie Moore at a press conference once. Here's a guy who won his championship at age 39 and then defended it for a decade.
That's
Unbelievable.
old school Blackstone. Mariotti.
That's real old school here. I mean, come on, I got to sell this thing. My first Masters as a reporter was 1986. Lucky me. I got to watch Nicklaus at age 46 beat Greg Norman and wake up the echoes. I mean, an amazing victory. Definitely, that discounts anything Nolan Ryan did, in my opinion.
It might be Roger Clemens now. It will be Barry Bonds when he turns 40 in July. Oh, come on, Blackstone. Former Jason Kidd, the former player. Now you're a former player today. You're the little man. See you tomorrow. Rest of you guys remain seated because coming up, gentlemen, start your tutus. Who would sit through a ballet where they dance to the left and go round and round and round? Hit me with it. It's around the horn where after 2 rounds, here's how they stand. Jay Mariotti is 26. Jackie McMullen is 27. Bill Plaschke is 25. And Kevin Blackstone, well, he's online for tickets to the NASCAR Ballet.
Right now,
NASCAR Ballet. Can't wait to talk about that. We lead off in the courtroom. Tonight on this very network, the New York Yankees are on trial, not for 85 years of aggravated assault over the Red Sox, but for disrupting the competitive balance of the major leagues. Alan Dershowitz prosecutes, Bruce Cutler defends the Yanks, and the Yankees, from Brian Cashman to Joe Torre, are not happy about being put on trial even as a TV gag. Guys, where do you stand on the Yankees being put on trial? Around the horn to Jackie McMullen.
I think, Tony, if you look at the very fine print of this production, you're going to see the executive producer's name is Larry Lucchino. Okay? That's where this all stems from. But you know what? The Yankees have a right to be ticked off about this. It's not like they've really done anything wrong. All they've done is milk the system. Now, if you want to change the system, that's fine. But if you're not going to, the next thing we're going to have to do is put the Los Angeles Lakers on trial for signing Gary Payton and Karl Malone. It's all about the good getting better. It's not against the law.
You know, there's nothing wrong with this. It's a creative way of educating people about a difficult subject. But, you know, Tony, a hot button topic, if there is one, competitive balance, big market, small market. Honestly, a lot of people don't understand the subject. So put it on trial. The Pete Rose trial worked. I don't have a problem. The Yankees shouldn't either, by the way.
Yeah, you're right, Jay. Anytime somebody doesn't understand something, put it on trial.
It's on.
That makes no sense. What? Well, my question is, what, is Bob Lee busy or something? This could be on outside the line. This is ridiculous. The Yankees didn't do anything wrong, and to have a mob lawyer representing them is really inference and is terrible. I want the Yankees to put the Red Sox on trial, the ghost of Tom Yawkey, for not hiring African-American ball players. That's what I want.
Or for whining too much. Mariotti.
Well, it's a mock trial. That's what everybody has to understand here. But I need to make the point. I think George is terrific. I have no. I'm in Chicago, where my owners do not spend enough of their profits reinvesting it into the product. George does it. He doesn't get enough credit. Tony, people think he's a scoundrel. He is a great owner.
Okay, and that's no new thought right there, Mariotti.
Yeah.
I've been saying
I wouldn't have put it up.
100 shows.
You're bored.
The Yankees aren't guilty of anything and maybe capitalizing from what's going on in the current economic system. Bob Lee, though, I believe, associated with the program somehow. We'll see later tonight. Let's move on. One of the great moments of Masters Week occurred before the tournament. Arnold Palmer, playing in his 50th Masters, teamed up with Tiger Woods, who aced the 9th hole in the par 3 contest on Wednesday. John Canzano of the Oregonian thinks Palmer is the star of the weekend. This Masters may feature Hootie versus Martha too. It also has Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and John Daly, but it's difficult to ignore the feeling that, right now, the 2004 Masters belongs to Palmer as much as it does anyone else. Guys, who's a bigger golf icon, Arnold Palmer or Tiger Woods? Bill Plaschke.
John Canzano is a great columnist, and he's right on here. Arnold Palmer. This guy hasn't won a tournament in over 30 years, and yet he's still #2 in celebrity earnings behind Tiger, #2 in power rankings behind Tiger. This guy crosses all the economics and the age brackets from age 80 to age 10. Everybody's heard of Arnold Palmer. He's made more money in the last 30 years than Tiger will ever make.
I'm surprised John Canzano isn't giving Tiger Woods a drug test. He gave Devin Stoudemire one, didn't he? I mean, come on. This is all about Tiger. Listen. It's about breaking down racial barriers. That's obvious. It's about getting the biggest TV ratings in the history of the sport. By far, 5, 6, 7-fold over Arnold and Jack and all of them. But even more importantly, Tony, he changed the rules in terms of power of the game. He makes courses reconfigure themselves. Equipment changed. Tiger changed the game tenfold.
Okay, Jay, that's all well and good. I can't believe this. I'm going to actually agree with both of these guys. I think right now Palmer is bigger. Anybody that's had a chance to walk the ferries with him like I have, you can't believe the unabashed love that follows this guy around. Now, having said that, The one thing we've all learned in sports is that we love our guys as they grow older and more beloved. So let's give Tiger Woods a chance. It's not fair to judge him now based against
Honor Palmer's more golf to the working class. Don't think he makes more money for golf than Tiger Woods Plasky, so I'm going to mute you for that. And that makes you the low man anyway, so you're done. Last words?
Jackie's going to kill him in the finals.
We'll see what happens. You heard it. Showdown next. It's going to be Jay Mariotti and Jackie McMullen. First, coming up, you know what's great about Thursdays? We bring Jessica Alba around. Do that thing I like.
Around the Horn, brought to you by Volvo. Volvo for life.
Showdown time. Today a battle between Jay Mariotti and Jackie McMullen. Let's get started. Leading off. That's right, we're talking T-Wolves and Kings again. You got a problem with that? They square off at the Arco Arena tonight, and it's a big one for both. With a win, Minnesota can jump Sacramento for the top spot in the West, and the Kings need a W just to right the ship. For whom is tonight's game bigger, the Wolves or the Kings? 15 seconds each. Mariotti.
Well, going into the playoffs, Tony, feel-good quotient is very important for any team in any sport, especially Sacramento. They've been struggling of late. Weber in his soap opera out there. I think for their purposes, their psyche, they need this win tonight to feel good going into the playoffs.
You're right, Jay. You know, psyche is all important at the end of the year, and that's why the Timberwolves need this game. They've never won a playoff series, well documented. They need as much home court advantage for as long as they can through the playoffs as they can, so that people will start believing that this team can go places. Kudos to Kevin McHale for totally turning that roster around.
America's psyche, America's psychologist, Jay Mariotti, took the feel-good quotient, but I buy it here. Best home court team in the NBA for the last, 5 years has been Sacramento. It's big for them. Moving on. Some things just go together. Pickles and chocolate, North Pole and string bikinis, and of course, NASCAR and ballet. Check this out. The Roanoke Ballet Company will stage a NASCAR ballet, complete with sponsored tutus, pit crews, and toe shoes. What are we watching here? And an oval stage. Guys, who you got? NASCAR or ballet? 15 seconds, go. Jackie.
It looks more like Teletubbies to me. You know what? I'm going to take the ballet. I've been to NASCAR twice. I spent the whole time living in fear that a tire was going to pop off and come into the stands. It was so loud I almost went deaf. At least if I go to the ballet, I can fall asleep and get a good nap in before.
Hey, I'm with you. That was athleticism. I just saw that was great. What does a NASCAR driver do? He holds a wheel, he puts his pedal down, he finishes first, he hugs the supermodel, he drinks some milk or beer, and that's it. That's not athleticism. That was athleticism.
Both said ballet. This is ridiculous. Here comes the hate mail. Mariotti, you get the win today. 15 seconds are yours. Go.
Bruce Edwards passed away this morning. I'll tell you what, Bruce Edwards a year ago here in Chicago at the U.S. Open with Tom Watson, it was the most poignant moment of the year. He fought for Lou Gehrig's disease and the cause for the final year of his life along with Tom Watson. A very difficult loss for the sports world today.
And that's going to do it, folks. We're on a 23-and-a-half-hour break. We'll see you Friday around the Horn.
Around the Horn is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For up-to-the-minute sports information, log on to ESPN.com.
Both picked ballet? Okay. What is the world coming to, ballet?
Don't
Come on.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. The Masters is on, so nobody's watching us. You're going to be a man and do something risque on the air?
I'm Tony Kornheiser, and I could, but we would need a much larger screen.
You're going to blow up that big head? Is that what you're going to do?
No, not even close. What I would do would scare the horses.
You're going to steal their oats? Steal their bucket of oats?
Not even close. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, New York welcomes A-Rod. Will Eli Manning be next? And Cal Ripken joins us on this set. But let's begin with Wilbon and the Masters.
Tony, play was suspended for a chunk of the afternoon by rain with Justin Rose in the clubhouse and in the lead at 5 under. But the number that pops out at you is 40. That's the number Tiger Woods shot on the front 9 before the rains came. Tony, what in the world do you make of Tiger's really slow start?
Well, we can't use the word slump because Tiger gets upset when you use the word slump, so I won't do that. I will point out historically that the first time he won the Masters in 1997, he shot an identical 40 on the front 9, then came back with 30 on the back 9. I don't know if he's going to do that.
Expecting that?
No, I'm not expecting that, but I don't think he's necessarily out of it. Bill Mickelson, who you believe will win.
Shot 72.
He was even par.
Even par.
I don't think, let's say this, Tiger didn't allay anybody's fears that everything was fine.
Look, he had played poorly, and for him, I'm going to use the word poorly, at TPC. He had played poorly at Bay Hill, and you go, wow, what is this? Is he going to correct it when he gets to perhaps his favorite tournament?
Yeah, you want him to go right out of the box and go 33 on the front or something like that, but it doesn't happen.
But not 40.
Tough golf course doesn't happen. Today was Alex Rodriguez's home debut for the New York Yankees. It wasn't the biggest splash to begin with. A-Rod walked in his first 2 times up, scored a run, finished 0 for 2. But clearly in a stadium with all-time Yankee greats and Hall of Famers like Yogi Berra, Whitey Ford, and Phil Rizzuto all there, all the eyes were on Alex Rodriguez. Mike, do you think there's more pressure on A-Rod in New York than there was in Texas?
Of course there is. There has to be. It's in New York. He was flying so far under the radar when he was playing in Texas. As a matter of fact, he was under the radar in Texas when he was playing in Texas. They got the Dallas Cowboys. They got University of Texas spring football. They got the Dallas Mavericks. Tony, nobody wondered from outside of Texas what the Rangers were doing when A-Rod was
I don't want to make this into a semantical argument, but I believe he's under more scrutiny in New York and less pressure because he's got Giambi and Jeter and Bernie Williams and Rivera right around him. He doesn't have to play great for them to win. In Texas, he had to go 4 for 4 and knock in 4 runs because their pitching staff was so terrible.
But he did it all the time, and he was still off the radar.
But I think it will be easier for him to win here. More people will look at him. I don't think they'll be as critical other than the owner. The owner will be critical.
The New York media, if the guy goes 2 games without hitting a home run,
not if they're winning. Not if they're winning. In Texas, they didn't win.
Who's the highest paid player in the game still today in all of team sports?
He is still the highest paid player. Scrutiny, not pressure.
Yesterday, we hyped the Barry Bonds-Roger Clemens matchup, and as it turns out, there wasn't any drama to it. In fact, it was a rather one-sided event. Clemens intentionally walked Bonds once and struck him out looking twice. Of course, 3 plate appearances tells us nothing. So tell me this, Tony. Who do you think is better at his job? Bonds, who has won 6 MVPs, or Clemens, who has won 6 Cy Youngs?
Apples and oranges, it just cannot be answered. Each guy may be the best ever at his position. Right-handed starting pitcher and power-hitting outfielder. That's possible when the whole thing is done.
So if I play toss-up, will you take it?
Well, I don't know who I would take. Depends on the mood that day. Right. I was surprised that Clemens walked Bonds in the first inning intentionally. I thought he would throw at him. I mean, I thought that would happen. Here's the most surprising statistic of all.
What?
For the first time in baseball history, a guy with 600 homers faced a pitcher with 300 wins. In 100 years of baseball history, first time ever.
But it's a phony, typical baseball stat. Who could do it? George Herman Ruth, born in 1896.
Could have done
Not like he could bat against Tom Seaver
but he could have bat against Lefty Grove. But I thought Steve Carlton and Tom Seaver may have pitched against Hank Aaron or Willie Mays, but they didn't have 300 wins.
That's right.
They didn't have 300 wins.
It shows you how incredible the length of baseball
really is.
And we love these numbers. That's a phony baseball stat. Get that stat out of here.
Today, speaking of baseball stats, today is the 30th anniversary of Henry Aaron breaking Babe Ruth's all-time home run record, hitting number 715 off Al Downing in 1974. 30 years, obviously a long time. In light of everything that has happened since in baseball, how significant was Aaron passing the Babe?
Incredibly significant, and it seems more significant as we move away from it. And I think my fascination centers on the cultural aspect of it. Henry Aaron, 25 years, 26 years after the integration of baseball, breaks this record. It's just sort of staggering.
I think it was the affirmation of how great black ball players were and how sad it was that they were locked out of the game for so many years. But in terms of baseball, I'm old enough to have watched Aaron play a lot. I never thought of him as a home run hitter. He never had 50 in any given season. Mickey Mantle had 50. Willie Mays had 50 a couple of times each, I believe, though I could be wrong about that. So for me, Aaron is like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, great records in longevity, but maybe not as good as, say, Wilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell.
No, he wasn't prolific in a regular season way that he put up 73 like Barry Bonds. But, Tony, it was 40 year after year after
and he was
pounding
great.
Him out.
He was great for the longest period of time.
Not Mays, but great.
In my mind, I just never thought of him as a home run hitter. I mean, I know he's got the numbers.
He had a hell of a lot of them.
He did.
We've been on opposite sides of this next issue all season, so I'm going to give this one more try. LeBron James and the Cavaliers lost again last night, their 10th loss in 11 games. They're done. At the same time, LeBron was struggling through a 14-point night. Carmelo Anthony was posting 36 points and 11 rips to lead Denver past the Suns.
The best.
The Nuggets have won 5 of 7. They're tied for 8th in the West. Tony, you stubborn old man. Is it the time you backed off this Braun thing?
Is it Braun or Braun?
Braun right now.
Braun, not LeBron, not Braun. Here's the thing. They're both great. They're both better than anybody thought they would be. I would still make LeBron the rookie of the year. Their numbers are identical. I think he faced more pressure, to go back to an earlier argument.
I'll give you more pressure.
Because he's coming out of high school.
Do you know Denver's 9 games better than Cleveland, and Denver plays in the West?
Cleveland is 15
Melo?
better than last year. Denver is 24. Yes, it counts a lot. As an individual award, though, it just seems to me the more amazing story is LeBron James being so great in the pros. Carmelo Anthony, great player. It's a coin flip. It's a coin flip.
It's a coin flip.
It's a coin flip.
You're going to give me that?
I'll give you a coin flip.
Are you capitulating?
Yeah, I'm voting for LeBron, but I'll give you a coin flip.
That's progress. It's a coin flip. Good. All right. I win.
No.
I win that one, all right? Because I believe I had that one.
I win.
There are reports
I win so much that I read this.
New York newspapers. Read it.
Reports in New York and San Diego, thanks for stealing all my words, that the New York football Giants are interested in trading with the Chargers and moving up to the #1 spot in the draft, specifically to take Eli Manning. Now, Wilbon, you're a bi-coastal guy.
Once in college.
Which is a better spot for Eli Manning, the New York Giants or the San Diego Chargers?
Well, if we're talking about just location, location.
Team.
I'm thinking San Diego. I live in Laguna, but that's another story.
Football team.
The New York football Giants. The San Diego Chargers, if I remember correctly, gave up on a guy named Michael Vick.
They traded
drafted
him.
Yes. Well, they did draft. They traded him.
They traded away the pick that would be Michael Vick, but they got LaDainian Tomlinson.
But fine, LaDainian Tomlinson doesn't play quarterback.
No.
That means they thought that Michael Vick was going to be ordinary or something less than spectacular. That doesn't bode well, all right? The New York football Giants know what they're doing. San Diego says stop, a start, a stop, a start. They never seem to really know what they're doing.
To go back to the pressure argument, I think Kerry Collins throws a great pass, and I think he's a pretty good quarterback. I think there'll be less pressure on Manning. In other words, he could sit for a year.
Okay.
Sit for 2, maybe.
Yeah.
Whereas in San Diego, they could put him in right away over Drew Brees and over Doug Flutie, I would think.
We know they have to get rid of Drew Brees. I mean, how many quarterbacks are you going to keep on that team in San Diego?
Is it easier to play for Schottenheimer or Coughlin if you're an offensive guy?
Neither. I mean, neither one of them.
But Coughlin let Mark Brunell be a quarterback and run the deal.
He had a team around him, and that helped Mark Brunell. Neither one of those guys exactly Bill Walsh.
We are taking a break. When we come back, can you say Commissioner Cal Ripken? We'll ask him whether he's ever thought about that. And later, with Tiger struggling in these majors, can he still catch Jack? Thanks for reading my work.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant.
It's been a long time since baseball had so much interest this early in the season, and so who better to have as a guest than the legendary Cal Ripken? Cal has written a brand new book about baseball, Fundamentals of Baseball, which we will get to in a second. But let's start with A-Rod's debut today in New York, his home debut. You made that conversion from short to third. How difficult will it be for A-Rod?
Well, I think he's got a number of games under his belt now, and he's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. But Dad told me when I first moved over from short to third, he goes, it's going to take you about 100 games. I was thinking, 100 games? How do you know that? 3/4 of a year before you start to get enough plays where you'll feel comfortable at third base. And sure enough, right around 3/4 of the season, I started to think and feel more like a third baseman.
What do you think about Bonds and all the skepticism that has been around him this preseason? I mean, more in spring training than ever.
Well, is that about the steroid implications? And it is kind of interesting now that everybody has to prove their innocence, and there is skepticism and there is scrutiny, and the guys that are performing really well are going to be under the microscope the most. I think the truth will come out ultimately and eventually, but it still seems to be we're jumping to a conclusion and we're actually saying someone's guilty before they're proved guilty. So I don't know what to say. I'm more concerned. I mean, I've been living with the youth baseball model here for the last few years, and it's interesting. We talk about steroids at the highest level, and we don't think how that reaches the kids. Ryan has a little guy on his team that hits the ball pretty well around the opposite
Is he your son, Ryan?
My little boy, a 9 and 10-year-old, and this one little kid one day hit one over the center fielder's head. You know, and everybody, to their amazement, said, how could he hit a ball that far? And the kids started saying it was because of steroids, or they started calling them steroids. So you have to almost treat that as a parent and coach now. You have to start to teach them that, hey, that's not true. It's not cool. Only hard work and improvement of your own skill. That's cheating. That's a shortcut. There's no such thing. So you have to start dealing with that, and it does reach the kids. So with all this talk, I know good positive thing, it's out in the open. And so then baseball is going to have to deal with it one way or another. And the Players Association and Major League Baseball will have to come together and figure out what to do. But the bigger issue is, how does that affect the kids?
People see a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow in all sports now, more than ever. The money is so high. Olympic athletes cheat all the time. How do you convince young baseball players not to cheat? I know what you say about hard work, but they say, but if I'm great, I can get all the money in the world, and I believe adults take steroids. Why shouldn't I? How do you stop them?
Well, the one thing that really would stop me is to say I might live as long as I thought I was going to live. And I guess that doesn't matter to an 18-year-old or a 20-year-old or a 21 so much, because you think you're invincible.
Even a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old.
And there's an ignorance on their part. But, I mean, as adults and as coaches, you need to give them the education and the benefit of the understanding. I mean, I think I grew up around baseball, and there was this drug education program that they used to give to the minor league guys. And I was scared to death to touch any kind of drugs, because maybe I became more educated, or that they were positioned as they were bad. Steroids in some ways now, because it works and it does take you from another level, it's kind of positioned almost as it's okay, and we got to change that message.
You have been out, your playing days are over, but you are still very, very close to baseball. Do you have any interest in being the commissioner someday, Cal?
I love the game of baseball, and I care about how it's presented. It seems to me in some weird sense that other sports has passed baseball, and especially at the grassroots level. I think that in order to better the game of baseball, you really need to focus on the grassroots. That's the future baseball people that love the game. And it seems like baseball has slipped a little bit. The other sports might have done a better job at the grassroots level. So this many kids are going to go on to be big league players. I mean, this many. I mean, all the ones that have the dreams. But this many can love the game of baseball, and we can teach them how special the game is, and they're going to take their sons to the game and do all those sorts of things.
Doesn't sound like you said no to being baseball commissioner in that answer.
We think this is a good idea.
Doesn't sound like you said no.
I mean, it scares me to death when you say that internally, but I've learned not to say no to too many things, and just start to think about it. In the 3 years that I've been out now, there's been certain growth and certain skills that I've started to develop away from the game. But being so close to the youth baseball and seeing how you can make a difference at that level really makes you feel good and proud. And you'd like to see that sort of vision, kind of climb up the ladder and see baseball be restored as America's game.
Thank you, Cal.
Thanks, Cal.
Cal Ripken, boys and girls. That's Will Budd's agenda.
That's my agenda. That's right.
We're taking a break. When we come back, the emailers attack our position on Freddie Adu. The emailers are stupid. And Condoleezza Rice had a high-profile day, but is she the most culturally significant Rice? Jerry Rice? Jim Rice? Uncle Ben's Rice?
But Condoleezza,
Uncle Ben's?
not better looking Condoleezza than Jerry.
Who's got better hair right now?
Condoleezza. No question about that.
Mail Time is brought to you by MSN Mail. Life's better with the butterfly. Come see how at msn.com.
Our email has been sorted, picked, printed, and disinfected, thank you. So it's time to hear from the little people. Wilbon, what's first?
What are you saying about the little people in the previous email that the thing has to be disinfected?
I love the little people.
Given his recent dry spell at the majors, do you still think Tiger will break Jack Nicklaus's record?
He has 8. Jack Nicklaus's record is 18. He needs 10. 1 a year for the next 10 years. Who's ever averaged that other than Nicklaus? It's very, very hard to do. I'll tell you what he won't do.
What?
He will not get Jack's record of 18 first and 19 seconds. 37 top 1 or 2 in the majors.
I don't think anybody's shooting for second. But let me just say this. Jack Nicklaus had a dry spell from the middle of 67 to the beginning to the Masters in 70. Where he didn't win a major in 12 majors.
Okay.
Tiger's now 0 for his last 6. Okay. Tiger, what happens next year is bigger this year. If Tiger can win 1 major this year, he stays on track to do it.
The field is so much deeper now.
Yes,
Great athletes take up golf now at an early age, and they abandon other sports.
Harder to win.
It's harder than ever to win.
Yep,
if you break Nicklaus's record, you're beyond the best.
Amazing.
And I'm sure he won't get 37 first and second.
1 second.
With the Knicks making the playoffs, can we officially mark Isaiah down as a success, or is the jury still out?
If you're talking about Isaiah Thomas and his overall basketball career, he's been a success, okay? Long time ago.
No,
great player in high school.
GM.
Winner in college, winner in the pros.
GM.
Just GM. It's his first year. What are we talking about?
Is he a success this year?
If the Knicks get to the playoffs, yes. Because the Knicks, well, they did. The Knicks were dreadful. Nobody wanted to watch him. They were starting to not fill the seats in the upper stands.
I think he
Nobody
made
thought they could be in the
two
playoffs.
good moves and one probably bad move. Stephon
Trading
Marbury,
Van
very
Horn,
good
they probably
move.
could have kept Van Horn.
Replacing Shady with Lenny Wilkins, which I didn't think would work, has worked. They shouldn't have traded Van Horn for Tim Thomas, but he's in the playoffs, so he's a success.
Yes, he is. But you don't judge a successful career as a general manager in 1 year.
So
I thought you were talking about Isaiah Thomas overall.
Well, let me
That's
understand.
insane. Of course
So you're saying the emailer is a moron?
Yes, I'm saying that. You like
well,
that?
That's fine. If you're saying the emailer is a moron.
I know you'd like that. You always want me to insult the emailers. I usually like to do that. Guys, you're giving DC United a lot of flack for not starting Freddie Adu. What would you have said if Freddie had started his first game and performed horribly?
Here's what I would have said. I would have made fun of him and said he was overhyped because that's what I do. Having said that, you have to start this kid. You hyped this kid. You sold this kid. You said he was the savior. The savior doesn't sit on the bench and rot for 61 minutes.
Let me just say this. I said the previous emailer was a moron.
Yeah.
No. This email is a moron. Athletes don't not play because they might fail. And coaches don't keep them on the bench because they might fail. Every great athlete, whoever went out there, understood what was at stake, success or failure. That's why you play.
Wouldn't you rather have seen him play the first 30 minutes and then come out, than wait 61 minutes in?
I want to see him play the whole 90
but at
minutes.
Least
He's 14
at
years
least you
old.
want him to start,
Ridiculous.
which is a point we've been making for
soccer
days.
heads.
After watching a full day of Condoleezza Rice testimony, I got to wondering, which Rice is more culturally significant, Condi or Jerry Rice?
Culturally significant?
Culturally significant.
Condi. How many black women you seen striding down the halls of power like that? No, it ain't close. Culturally, not close. You gonna argue that?
No, but I think if you want to go over the top, if you're Condi Rice right now, first of all, she said she wanted to be the NFL commissioner. But if you're Condi Rice
cool,
right
by the
now,
way.
there's two ways to go over the top. One is you become a judge on American Idol. Bang, gold mine.
Oh, that's good for her career.
Two, The Bachelorette. She's not married, The Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette. I like that.
That's where she goes.
I like
now,
that.
Jerry Rice, think about Jerry Rice is, he's the greatest wideout ever.
He's one of the 3 or 4 greatest football players of all time.
He never,
Cultural
in terms of his personality, he never broke out like Jim Brown or Joe Montana or even Emmitt Smith. We don't know him. We know Condi Rice. We know her.
Like
That's one. I like Condi Rice.
Bachelorette. I know
That's
she's got an agent who's listening to that. On a day when the NHL playoffs began, Barry Bonds was going for 660. UConn made basketball history, and the Masters was set to start. You spent 5 good minutes with The Bachelor. Defend that.
Defend that. Defend this. What are you talking about? That was interesting TV. He was chatty. Jesse Palmer. That was fun.
Maybe they wanted a breakdown of the NHL playoffs.
Those people can't watch. We don't want to have anything
Toronto
to do with it.
or Ottawa.
Did you? I did not. I confess.
Boston or Philly.
I did not watch a minute of The Bachelor. Did you?
You know I don't watch reality television.
So
you know why I don't watch reality television.
How do we think the sisters did in that? You think we made the cut?
Oh,
you think
it's just
sisters made the cut?
I'm thinking there probably weren't even these sisters in the whole show. And if they were in the show, let me tell you how long they'll be around. The same as the brothers in The Bachelorette. That's exactly how long.
Time for a break. Don't go anywhere because we still got to talk about the apparent end of the line for a Hollywood power couple. Okay, so they weren't all that powerful, but wow, they sure were pretty.
I got as much chance as going out with Jesse Palmer as the sister who's in the show, okay? Better because I'm going to the locker room to cover the Giants.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant. And in part by Holiday Inn Express. Stay smart.
For the 2 or 3 of you watching this show, it's time to get happy. Happy 41st birthday to Terry Porter. How many other NBA players from Wisconsin Stevens Point can you name? 17 years in the league now, a rookie coach with the Bucks, gone virtually unnoticed. He's in 4th place in the East and should be mentioned along with Jerry Sloan, Hubie Brown, and Stan Van Gundy.
I got another player.
Who?
Jerry Porter is twin.
Really played
I'm
in the NBA?
Teasing.
Oh.
You didn't even know.
No.
Terry Porter's done a great job.
Happy anniversary, Frank Robinson. On this day 29 years ago, you became the first black man to manage a game in the major leagues. The length and breadth of Frank Robinson's career in baseball is staggering. I think Frank Robinson and Stan Musial have somehow become forgotten as gigantic players.
How did the Cincinnati Reds trade him in the prime of his career, back when trades weren't that prominent? People just didn't leave teams then.
A melancholy happy trails to Bruce Edwards. Tom Watson's longtime caddy passed away today at the age of 49 after a battle with Lou Gehrig's disease. Last year, the sight of Edwards caddying for Watson at the U.S. Open, when Watson shot an opening round 65, brought tears of joy and tears of sorrow to everyone at Olympia Fields and millions more watching on television. Time to find out what we messed up, Stat Boy.
Mike, Babe Ruth was actually born in 1895, not 1896.
Picky, picky, picky.
I'm impressed you were even that close. And there were 2 sisters in The Bachelor. One made the cut.
Made the cut. Moving on up.
Bet me on where she finishes
Running
the
out
next
of show,
round.
we go to the big finish.
Let's do it.
Auburn hired Jeff Lebo to be its new basketball coach. Good hire?
Maybe a good hire. We'll ask Charles Barkley. The Memphis Grizzlies got their 50th win. You impressed?
Hugely impressed. Baseball salaries have dropped for the first time in a decade. Your thoughts?
Wait till Fear and Orza get a hold of that news. John Stamos and Rebecca Romaine Stamos have split up. You surprised?
No, but like I told her last week, I can't commit to you, baby. I can't commit. Last one, the Cubs lost again. Are you backing off your 101 wins?
No, I'm defiant. 102, just for that.
You're
losing to a minor league team like
We're out
the
of
Reds.
time. We'll try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
And I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow. Sports Center is next. Complete highlights from A-Rod's Yankee Stadium debut. PTI. How can we lose to the Reds?
Rebecca.
PTI.
We know A-Rod's good for the Yankees, but is A-Rod on the Yankees good for baseball? To ponder that, SportsCenter begins right now.